Welcome to today's podcast. In this episode, I'm going to share a topic that isn't often discussed, but is incredibly important and can change the lives of many people. That topic is how to overcome depression, and specifically, how to do so without using medication. For those who have been in prison, when you step into the outside world, you not only face the change in environment, but also the feelings of loneliness, hopelessness, and emptiness. It's a huge challenge to face a new world after being isolated for so many years, and for many, that feeling can lead to depression. But the key is, depression is not a life sentence, and it can be overcome. In this podcast, I'll share my own story, how I overcame depression after prison without using medication, from the first steps when everything seemed hopeless, to when I found the light in my life again. The moment of realization. When I stepped out of the prison gates, all I had was emptiness. I had no friends, no family by my side, and the outside world felt completely foreign to me. Everything had changed so much during my time in prison. I felt like I had been left behind, and society had no place for me anymore. In the early days after my release, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I was haunted by my past, by the mistakes I had made and the consequences I had to face. I not only had the fear of the future, but also the anxiety about how others would see me. Would I be able to find a job? Would society accept me? And most importantly, could I overcome myself? In the first few weeks, I felt hopeless. It felt like I couldn't go on anymore. Those questions kept running through my mind, preventing me from focusing on anything. Those days, I was stuck in a loop of negative thoughts. The loneliness, the hopelessness, and the despair overwhelmed me like an uncontrollable storm. I had no one to talk to, no one to help me. The support from my family was minimal, and my friends were no longer there. People had either forgotten me or didn't understand what I was going through. It was an awful loneliness that I couldn't express in words.
The decision to overcome depression. When I realized I was facing depression, I was at a critical point. Should I rely on medication to feel better? I thought about this for a long time. I didn't want to become someone dependent on drugs to live. I had spent a long time in prison, and I understood that medication only masked the issue. It didn't solve the root cause. I needed to find a way to overcome depression naturally, relying on my own strength. I started researching natural methods to fight depression. I learned about meditation, exercise, changing my eating habits, and shifting my mindset. I wanted to find ways that could help me feel better without relying on medication. And I realized that, although it wasn't always easy, these natural methods actually worked. In the beginning, I tried many different approaches, but one important lesson I learned was this. Changing my habits and mindset made a huge difference. This didn't mean I overcame depression immediately, but each day I felt myself gradually getting closer to a better life, taking care of myself and building positive habits. The first change I made was taking care of myself. Before prison, I never paid attention to my health. I ate poorly, never exercised, and had no positive habits. When I got out, I realized that if I didn't change now, nothing else in my life would change. I started by waking up early every day. This may seem simple, but for me, it was a turning point. Waking up early gave me time for myself to think about what I wanted to do that day. I started with light exercise, walking around my neighborhood. Although I didn't have much energy, every step I took made me feel my body working, and it was a very different feeling. Tired but relaxed, feeling like I was taking control of my life again. After that, I improved my diet. I stopped eating processed foods or fast food. Instead, I focused on healthy foods like vegetables, fresh fruits, and nuts. I made sure to give my body the nutrients it needed to improve my mood. A healthy diet helped me feel better both physically and mentally, finding passion and purpose in life. One of the most important things that helped me overcome depression was finding a purpose in life. After prison, I felt directionless, unsure of what I was living for. Without a goal, I felt like I was drifting through life, with no meaning. So, I started looking for something I was passionate about. At first, I tried doing the old jobs I knew, but I realized I no longer felt interested in them. Then, I decided to focus on helping people in situations like mine. I joined organizations that supported those reintegrating into society, where I could share my story and help others facing similar struggles. Volunteering not only made me feel useful, but also helped me find a purpose in life. Each day, I felt myself improving, contributing to society,
and most importantly, I felt like I was taking control of my life again. Connecting with the community and seeking support. One of the key factors that helped me overcome depression was reconnecting with the community. After prison, I felt isolated, but I realized I couldn't do everything alone. I couldn't fight depression without help from others. I started joining support groups, meeting people who shared similar experiences, and sharing my story. The empathy and support from others in these communities made me feel less alone, that I wasn't facing everything by myself. This not only helped reduce my loneliness, but also helped me realize that even though I had made mistakes in the past, I could still find my place in society again. Finding inner peace. Lastly, one of the most important steps that helped me overcome depression was learning to find peace within myself. I began practicing meditation and breathing exercises to help relieve stress and find calm. Every day, I dedicated at least 10-15 minutes to sit quietly and focus on my breath. This not only helped me relax, but also helped me control the negative thoughts in my mind. When you begin to experience inner peace, you can face life's challenges more easily. Calmness and clarity help me see things more clearly and not let depression control me. A message of hope. My story may not be everyone's, but I hope that through these shared experiences, you'll realize that there are many ways to overcome depression without medication. Changing your habits, finding a new purpose, and connecting with the community are all key elements that helped me through my struggles. Most importantly, you need to believe in yourself and not give up. Depression may be a part of the journey, but it's not the end. Thank you for listening. I wish you health, peace, and hope in your life.